In basketball, multiple chances to find redemption can get extremely rare. Pero kung meron kang career at legacy ni Dwight Howard, wag ka na magulat na meron at merong tatawag pa sa'yo ulit. Sana. Siguro alam nyo naman na Dwight Howard is currently representing the Philippines as part of strong group sa Dubai International Basketball Championship. And by the time this video goes up, tapos na siguro yun. And isa siya sa mga nagbubuhat ng team kasama ni na Kuya Andre Blatch, Andre Robertson, and Mackenzie Moore. I think we all know what Dwight brings to the table and he's definitely living up to the hopes that the team had nung tinap siya para maging import. And that begs the question, can Dwight Howard return to the NBA? So okay, pakinggan nyo muna ako bago kayo mag-react. Dwight might no longer be the inside presence that he was nung kasagsagan ng career niya noong 2000s and 2010s. But if you really think about it, he could very well be the missing piece for an NBA title hopeful that could push them over the edge. Di naman na nila siguro hihingin na mag 20 and 20 siya every game, no? Unfair naman na expectation yun, but give him somewhere between 15 and 20 minutes as a backup center. Not that shocking to see him impact the floor. So with all of that said, here are 3 NBA teams that could give Dwight Howard his second chance in the NBA. First of all, I could see the Dallas Mavericks making a play for D12. Mark Cuban's franchise did very well to select Derek Lively with the 12th pick in the 2023 draft. Pero I think their biggest problem would come from the backup position. Maxi Kleber and Dwight Powell, gusto ko naman laro nila, and they provide Dallas with a ton of shooting from the perimeter. But having another big man that can solely focus on grabbing rebounds, that's exactly why Dwight Howard fits. Isipin nyo, Dwight being the center with either Luka or si Kyrie na nagdadala ng bola. Malamang sa malamang magko-collapse yung mga defense dun sa dalawang guards, which would leave Dwight open for the easy 2 points under the basket. Also, let's not forget na kaya rin ni Dwight bumato ng tres from time to time and even the mid-range. And while hindi yun yung main role niya, it would be nice for the highlight reels. Walang masama sa pandagdag ng pyesa from my eyes, and I can see Dwight wearing a Mavericks jersey for sure. Okay, team number 2. This might be a surprise for some, pero I think this team really needs someone like Dwight, and I'm bringing up the Miami Heat. So ngayon, health ang pinakamalaking kalaban ng Miami with Jimmy only playing 30 games, Tyler 26, and Bam Adebayo 35. Missing a handful of games throughout the season, yun yung sakit talaga nila eh. Kevin Love has been an admirable presence in the front court and even as a starter when Adebayo's out. But let's face it, Kevin Love is 35, and while he had some shining moments this season with him grabbing a season-high 14 rebounds against the Lakers earlier this month and a 22-point outing versus the Chicago Bulls in December, Miami cannot rely on that type of production in the playoffs. The Heat recently went out of their way to trade for a more dynamic score-first point guard in the form of Terry Rozier, and that should be more than enough to be their key piece on the side of the floor. So dapat, or at least ideally, improving bench depth in the front court should be their next priority. Sobrang perfect ni Dwight dito. Okay naman si Nikola Jovic, sa totoo lang, decently effective scorer off the bench and can provide relief for Bam. Pero at the same time, medyo hirap ako na makita siya as a key player in the playoffs when subbing in for Adebayo. Defense runs in their blood. And having someone like Dwight be the main backup for Bam, goods yun. Minimum contract lang iba to nila. Feel ko kakagat na dyan si Dwight eh. Solid na yung wings nila guys. Honestly, finding the right big man to back up Adebayo, that's a role that Dwight would love to have, I think. Before I name the third team, let me throw in a bonus, the Orlando Magic. Sentimental reasons aside, I would love to see this happen. There's a permanent question mark on the head of Jonathan Isaac and his future in the league because of his long history with injury, and that opens up a space for Orlando to go after a power forward in the trade market. They need to offload one of Mo Wagner or Goga Bitadze to open up the logjam, and that puts Dwight Howard acquisition very much onto the table. Number 8 naman sa East itong Magic. And ang dami nilang key pieces that will be happy to have Dwight as they make for a play and push. Not to mention they need a veteran presence like him on the locker room. So last team, I'm going for the obvious low-hanging fruit, but only because it makes a lot of sense. The LA Lakers. Everyone knows what happened the last time they had Dwight on the team, at may rason kung bakit si Dwight na-targetin ng mga to. Christian Wood has not played up to the 2-year, $5.75 million deal they signed him for, and Jackson Hayes has been questionable to say the least, evidenced by him only averaging 9.5 minutes a game. Malayo-malayo sa 20 per game niya 2 seasons ago sa New Orleans. Pairing AD with Dwight during clutch situations would not entirely be out of the question since nakita na natin yan sa bubble ng sobrang daming beses. Effective kasi, Dwight focusing on defense, AD as a centerpiece on offense, while LeBron got his much needed rest. Pwede nyo ring sabihin na kailangan talaga ng Lakers is a two-way perimeter player to shore up the small forward position since Torian Prince's play has been spotty. But I have an idea. During clutch situations, have AD play as the 4, Dwight as the 5, and LeBron as his natural 3. tapos D'Angelo Russell as the point guard habang di pa siya natitrade, and Austin Reeves at the 2. Why the hell not? Of course, again, it's the narrative na helping the Lakers. But if we're being honest, kailangan naman talaga nila eh. Among the 8 likely playoff teams in the West, I think they would need it the most. Actually, kapag pinag-isipan nyo nga, yung skill set ni Dwight is almost perfect for any team in the league right now. Not to mention na isa siyang magiging reliable veteran presence sa sinabi ko na kanina for the young guys to learn from. Pwede pa siya sa NBA and I hope a team out there wants to sign him.